I know only too well how hectic life can get, being a proud mother of 4 beautiful children, as well as a vocal coach and a television presenter.
Don't worry, we've still got another question to go.
But it's nothing compared to the challenges my family and I face every day at home. 2 of my girls have been diagnosed with conditions on the autistic spectrum. This means they spend a lot of time confused as to what's going on in the world around them. Their senses are bombarded and they often feel that no one understands them. This can lead to explosive behaviour and feelings of utter isolation. So as a parent, I fully understand the relentless challenges faced by families dealing with autism.
Good. Can you touch your head? Touch your tummy.
Nicola's 7-year-old daughter Claudia was diagnosed with severe autism 3.5 years ago.
Her autism affects her ability to communicate quite significantly. Her speech is very, very limited.
Can you say swimming?
Because of her lack of understanding, that leads to a lot of confusion, frustration, and can lead to quite a lot of aggression. Certain frequencies of noises can really upset her and distress her. She's 7.5 years old, but in the house she requires constant supervision.
For families looking after a child with autism, every day is a challenge. But like a lot of parents, Nicola knew nothing of her daughter's condition.
I felt quite lost, and I remember saying to my GP, you know, what can you do? And the GP saying, well, it's not really medical, there's nothing I can do. So, you know, I did feel that I was quite on my own with it.
Every day someone comes to Claudia's home to help her with the skills she needs to make her way through life.
Well done. Okay, you can go on this trampoline. Well done.
500,000 people in the UK have some form of autism. It's a lifelong neurological disability that affects how a person communicates with others and makes sense of the world around them. But very little is known about the best way of helping these individuals and their families. This is where Research Autism helps. They're a charity dedicated to improving the quality of life and outlook for those affected by autism. Joe has Asperger's, a form of autism, but he was only diagnosed with his condition when he was 20 years old.
It's such a frightening and lonely experience when you're growing up and you're different to other people. It's a feeling of being left behind, and I just wish I could put across how lonely and scary it is. You know there's something wrong, you know there's something different, and you just feel like you're the failure, it's your fault.
Like many people living with autism, Joe developed other health problems as he was growing up.
I have anxiety and depression throughout my life. I think my perception can be faulty which causes me to be anxious.
For Joe, life became so difficult to cope with that at 19 he attempted suicide.
I was just desperate for somebody to understand. I felt isolated, I felt villainised, I felt like I was a bad person, not accepted, didn't have any friends, didn't know where to go in the future. I was a cry for help.
But there's a charity that is trying to help people like Joe. Research Autism is the only charity exclusively dedicated to research into the effectiveness of therapeutic, social, behavioural and other treatments in autism. Through their work, the charity helped to develop practical solutions to the problems that are faced every day. I've come to meet Lee and her 7-year-old son Luke, who has Asperger's syndrome. Like 70% of children with autism, he has problems sleeping, but hope may be at hand. How does a lack of sleep affect Luke's learning?
At school, he just can't cope. He's just so tired. He's getting where everything gets on top of him. He's in the classroom, he can't cope, he's tired, it all builds up and he runs out of the classroom. He's had panic attacks. He's got himself in such a place he can't breathe, and the more he's stressed, the more he feels like his lungs are filling up with water and he's just choking.
I mean, how does it affect you?
It impacts hugely on the family because I work full time as well, so I'm up with Luke in the night and you just feel like you're walking around with these weights on your shoulders and you just feel tired.
So what kind of ideas have you tried in the past to help him get to sleep and
Absolutely
sleep through
everything.
the night?
I'd rather not have him on medication. I'm hoping that we can find alternative methods to try and help him with his sleep.
One of Research Autism's key areas is helping children with these problems. And here at the Evelina Children's Hospital in London, Dr. Paul Greengrass is leading a project that could provide a solution.
Particularly for children, the importance of sleep is huge. A lot of really important brain development goes on while we're sleeping.
Called the Snuggle Down Project, the team are trialling a sensory-weighted blanket designed to help children like Luke.
Inside it, this blanket's actually got steel shot, so it makes it very, very heavy and gives comforting, deep pressure throughout the night. And we have these wristwatch type devices. They've got a clever little motion sensor inside that tells us when the child was asleep and when the child was awake, basically. If we can increase the amount of sleep that these children are getting, even by half an hour a night, we would expect there to be daytime behavioural differences.
Luke is just one of a number of children about to start using this blanket, and Lee is hopeful it could make a world of difference. If Snuggle Down works, what would that mean for Luke?
It would be lovely if it worked. He would just feel happier. I think he'd excel more at school. It would just give him more energy, and I think life would be a lot easier to cope with.
Research Autism is making a real difference to people's lives. Through their research, they're gaining a greater understanding of the needs of people living with the condition, helping them to overcome the challenges they face and helping them to realise their potential.
Big red rice.
You want a tickle again?
Claudia has recently been part of a Research Autism study to help gain better insight into her condition.
Real evidence-based research into the best kind of education approach or the best way to approach behaviour management would give you the confidence to try those different things, knowing that you were more likely to succeed.
Draw your eyebrows.
85% of adults with autism aren't in full-time paid employment. But with the right support, there is hope for those looking for work and trying to lead an independent life, like Joe.
Through their mentorship scheme that they have, Research Autism can help, young adults maybe avoid some of the situations I've been into. Speaking to people like me, Research Autism can put that information forward for ideal practice. And I think that is the key to how we can help people in the future.
With your help, Research Autism can provide the life-changing research that people with autism and their families so desperately need. Please donate by going to the website www.researchautism.net or by calling 0203 490 3091. Or if you'd like to post a donation, please make your cheque payable to Research Autism and send it to Research Autism, Adam House, 1 Fitzroy Square, London W1T 5HE. Remember, if you're a UK taxpayer, the charity can collect gift aid on your donation, worth another 25%. Just send in a note to say you want your donation to be subject to gift aid and include the date, your full name and address. Thanks.